It's the 20th of April and I'm in a field that we've had a cover crop trial in for agri, for everybody to see on the iFarms. We've sown 3 different mixtures, short ways on across the field, and then sprayed it off in 2 halves, one very early and one late. You can see here that's a line of one of the mixtures. Got black oats, vetches, bit of mustard there, and then we've direct drilled through it. But as you can see, it hasn't worked, and the problem we had was closing the slot at whichever drill we tried. You can see there down the line the tractor was struggling to pull it because we had to put so much pressure on to try and close the slot. You can see here the slot is completely open there, and you can just see a bit of barley starting to come through there, bit more there. And this was on the 4th of April when this was put in, but we actually had to abandon it because it just was not covering the slots at all. You can see here, look, open, there's the slot, it's open all the way through, all the way down the field. So it's just not really good enough. So we abandoned it because obviously there's no point in putting the field in these conditions just to say you've got it drilled. But it's a useful exercise. But the problem we've got here, you know, amongst this here, you can just see it's just like concrete, the top here is. We've had so much rain and there's no friable tilt in the top whatsoever, and it's very heavy soil this is here, and obviously, you know, it's wet underneath. Had a lot of rain in the last 2 weeks. And blackgrass here, you can see there, a lot of blackgrass. This is typically what we've got here. And walking down the field here, you can see how open it is, and the slots just didn't cover at all, didn't close up whatsoever. We've tried a bit more here next to it and it's just the same. And so for us at the minute with this field, I think what we're going to do, we are going to say we've abandoned it now. We're not going to have a crop in here this year. So to get a bit of loose soil and to remove some compaction, we will solo and press it in June when it's dry, get a flush of blackgrass killed off with glyphosate, and then sow a cover crop in mid-July. But make sure we get the right mixture for it being too forward for the winter and going to seed, which we need a bit of research on. And then next spring we'll try it again, direct drilling spring barley into it, because this is one of our fields here that will never have wheat on it for foreseeable future because of the blackgrass, and it's in a spring barley and obviously rape rotation. And so putting spring barley in heavy land for us works, and I don't agree with a lot of people who say you can't grow spring crops on heavy land. Just a case of getting your soil in the right condition. Now I've just walked over the lane onto a field that's in our conventional system. This was drilled the 25th of March. You can see here this Explorer malting barley for the Budweiser Agri contract, Glencore contract. You can see here this looks fine here. Drilled with the free flow drill after the Simba Solo early last autumn, so it'd be mid-August last year. Sprayed a couple of times with glyphosate, and then in the autumn once more in the spring before we drilled it, and then we go straight into the overwintered soil with the Simba drill. And so you can see why we've got this system and these crops here on heavy land, why I'm reluctant to change at the minute, because we're getting decent blackgrass control at the moment. I'm not saying we don't need to change, because we need to look at other systems, but when you look at that field there, that's nicely through now. It's getting its first nitrogen application tomorrow. It would normally have had it before now, but it's just that it's been so wet we haven't been able to get on, and I hate making a mess with the sprayer. So I just want to take you over the lane here, and you'll see another field of spring barley. And again, this is heavy land, whereas it's again in a rotation that won't come wheat for a few years because it's very bad blackgrass. And again, you look there, you might not see very well into the sun, but you look there and it's grown really well. Same again, soloed. It's after rape, this one, whereas the one behind us was after spring wheat. But again, you look here, soloed very early, first week in August, first 10 days in August after rape, and you can see here it's just nicely come through, and we haven't cultivated it anymore apart from when we drilled it. We just drilled it with the free flow, and that's the sort of effect you get. That's what we get on our heavy land by just soloing it once early when it's dry. And we're very, very keen and place big importance on getting on all this land when it's dry. You can see in the distance, as far as you can see with the photograph, that is all spring barley. Every bit of that you can see in the distance there. Right up there is spring barley. 4 more fields through there. The very farthest field isn't heavy, but it's in with spring barley, and so for us, spring barley and heavy land is the right way to go for blackgrass control. And just over the lane, just want to show you this one. This is a field of wheat. This is Evolution. Again, heavyish soil. 23rd of October drilled, and again for us, we delay drilling until at least the 20th of October on this type of soil, because you know, if you're going to delay drilling, delaying it till the first 10 days in October is a waste of time if you're looking at trying to doing something with blackgrass. So this was drilled on the 23rd of October, pre-emergence, herbicide Liberator and DFF Hurricane, and 375 seeds a square metre of Evolution. And again, all we did with this was solar impress it. It's a second cereal. It's not too bad for blackgrass, this one, but it would be if we left it. And it's soloed and pressed after the wheat crop as early as we could, and then left, and then drilled straight with the free flow after putting on some glyphosate. So that's 3 different crops you've seen. But again, looking at the barley there, then looking through the hedge there at our cover crop, you can see at the minute why we're quite happy with the system, but we are looking at others.